You know, when we're chatting earlier and you're talking about like you're trying to find like pants your size.
Yes.
Mine was just a bra. And people would ask us like, so you could make a living selling bras, one, and two, bras. When you are a full abased woman, the shopping experience is just trash.
Yeah.
You know, I'm like, why are you touching me like that? It's not sexual. It's just like, but sis, personal space. Like to be a part of your story through those milestones. It's always such like, you know, I even now know your names. I know your kids' names. Okay, you can name them after me one day. Not complaining. Fingers crossed.
Welcome to For Mannerless Women. I'm your host, Adelle Onyango, and this is a space that is committed to nurturing a new generation of shame-free women. We're hanging out with the co-founder of Double Dee's that has helped women shed shame around their bodies by giving them comfort and confidence. Her name is Connie Tipis, and by the end of this episode, you will have come back home to your body. All the mannerless or almost mannerless women. Thank you so much, Connie, for making the time to be on the show.
Thank you.
I can't wait to get into this conversation. I feel like I've heard so much about your business and then your insights working in different East African countries, I think will really bring home something that's super important for this platform, which is women coming back home to their bodies, right? Mm-hmm. So let's start at the very beginning. Mm-hmm. Connie, you didn't just wake up and start a business called Double Dee, helping us take care of, right? Yeah. You started off with psychology.
Yes, okay. Psychology.
Let's start there.
Okay. So, you know how I was actually planning to be an aeronautical engineer. I'm surprised that has just come out, like rolled off the tongue really quickly.
Yeah.
But that was the plan.
Yeah.
Until I got onto my first flight and I was like, this ain't for me. Like, what are we doing in a tube up there? And I so scrapped that. Then I was like, I'm good at math, so why not accounts or like finance, something like that. Went to school. And then one random day, when you receive your job papers for like university, and I had never opened them because I was just like, this ain't for me. I'm not, whatever, right? Yeah. Opened them and I realized it was one day to the end of registration and I had been called to study psychology at KU. At the time, I was at Strathmore.
Yeah.
So I was like, why not? Let's see what's up.
I love this energy.
Found myself there.
Yeah.
And day one of class, I remember the lecturer talking about Psychology 101. And he was talking about this, if you are in this class because you want to understand yourself and understand others. I was like, I think I understand myself, but the understanding of others, then you're in the right class. And I was like, well, we're already here. Let's see what this 4 years will go and look like. So that was 4 years, then went and started my master's in clinical psychology. But at that point, Double D's came into the picture and I was like, deuces. So I was very passionate at time. Yeah. And I think now I'm coming into it again about mental health. And I think just basically to understand myself and understand others. And that's where the journey began in psychology. And then Double D's was an accident and it just happened to take over and took over my life.
Isn't that how our passions find us? It's like so random, not planned.
Never planned.
And then it's the thing that you're like, yes, I want to get up every day and do this.
Yeah, I think that's what happened to me because when we started Double D's, we were 4 partners.
Okay.
And I was never meant to be at the store to like interact with clients. But funny enough, I feel like your destiny, whatever has been set out, and once that ball starts to roll, you really are just rolling with it. Yeah. You do not have much of, you cannot interfere or stop destiny. Yeah. It just happens. Yeah. And we'll come back to that later. But so found myself there day one and clients were walking in and I was just smiling, really interacting. And so the other partner who was meant to be in hated speaking to clients. Yeah. Was just like, this is not for me. The smiling, the talking, the chit chat. And women would come in, so fittings take about an hour and women would come in and would just pour their hearts out. And essentially, the psychology that I thought was just like a by the way at the time is what now actually has built the business for for the last 10 years. Because then you're getting to speak to women and they're pouring and they're talking about the things. Because you're seeing the boobs.
Yeah.
So
at that point, we're
so
friends.
intimate. And it's a 1 meter by 1 meter little cubicle.
Yeah.
So by the time, once you've already said panga like this, move it like this, she's told you everything you know about the husband, the children, the
It's a therapy session.
It really is. And that's actually, funny enough, what made me stop practicing and doing one-on-one counseling, because it started becoming heavy. Because I just thought now I have to sit and listen to this. I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
But I then stopped now seeing clients privately. So then I would only now take on gigs where we'd have to now do group therapy, because that's less, anyone will tell you in therapy, that's better. Because then, someone else will solve that other person's problem. So yours is just to manage what the conversations are going and in the direction. But for the most part, they get to do the job on their own.
This is such an interesting story. Okay, so we're going to come back to the boobs being the gateway to therapy sessions, but how did Double Dee start? What birthed it?
Being told, Madam, size yako hatuna. When we're chatting earlier and you're talking about you're trying to find pants your size.
Yes.
Mine was just a bra. And I just couldn't find a bra my size. And the shame around it. And back in the day, if you bought a good bra, you would spend about 10,000, 12,000 Kenya shillings for a bra. One.
Yes.
And it would never be in the right size. So my other partner, Charity, happened to study in the States. So she'd wait for the Victoria's Secret sale, do just
mass shopping.
Yeah, mass shopping of size 34DD. Did I know what size it was? No, we were just buying 34DD because it happened to be the biggest thing that Victoria's Secret carried at the time. And then she'd bring them home. So when we then look for places to buy bras, the only place you'd get something that had extended sizing was Mtumba. So you'd have to go and buy secondhand bras. And I don't know, okay, clearly, maybe not.
Yeah.
But if you go and buy bras in Mtumba, there's no cubicle for you to try the stuff. It's just the guy just tells you. And it's guys who are always selling it. Just jaribu.
Yeah.
And so now on your clothes, you're just jaribuing.
Yeah.
And sometimes you'll go with 6 bras at home, but none fit because you just jaribued on top of the clothes.
And when they don't fit, the pain
and the embarrassment of actually putting a bra on boobs. And I thought my boobs were big then. Now they're bigger. But I'm just it was so embarrassing, mortifying. And everyone would tell you, Madam, size yako hatuna.
And you feel like they've
Yeah, and Madam, I'm talking about I was 18.
Oh, no.
So to be told, Madam, size yako hatuna.
Yeah.
And I think at the time I weighed 57 kilos. So that's pretty small, but then still to be told, Madam, size yako hatuna. So there was that connotation. And I was like, you know what? Why don't we do this for ourselves? And so Charity and I were like, let's start a brand and start bringing affordable quality pieces into the country.
Yeah.
And that was 2014. By 2016, set up our first store, actually applied for business competitions in Harvard and Pearson College, where one of the other partners were studying, and then won funds, about $25,000, and the dream was birthed.
Oh my goodness.
I think they believed in Africa.
Yeah. And I think that's what I love most about women and how we quickly solve for our issues, right? And it's we're not just going to sit and wait for somebody else to give us their secondhand bras that we don't even know if they fit.
Look at the feet. What about the hygiene?
And the hygiene, the fit, and also shouldn't I have access to nice things that I feel nice in, especially when it comes to underwear. So this is incredible. So what was it like when you first opened your store? Was your first store here in
Kenya, Nairobi. And it's still where the store is 10 years later. So how was it? I think it's good to really believe in yourself and dream, right? Because by the time we had started, we were pricing the bras at 4,500 Kenya shillings, right? And then, the dollar wasn't doing what it's doing now.
Yeah.
It was, I think we're exchanging it at about 100 max. So it made sense. Now the dollar is at, 110 plus?
Yeah.
No, 130.
Yeah.
Actually 132 now.
Yeah.
So of course, the prices are not the same.
Yeah.
But when we started, I think we didn't even tell our parents what we were doing. We just said, we're tinkering with something. It's just a side hustle.
Yeah.
let's see where it goes.
Yeah.
And it was 5 years later that actually our fathers walked into the stores and were like, oh, so this is what you've been doing with yourself. Like,
Yeah.
they missed out. They never saw like the interviews, the papers, the
Yeah.
whatever. Never. We never talked about it because we're also like, however it goes, let's
Yes.
just see. And so, and people would ask us like, so you could make a living selling bras, one, and two, bras? Like, women need bras like that. Like, bras,
Yeah.
they can just go into the supermarket and buy a bra.
Yeah.
It's like, no, when you are a full bust woman, the shopping experience is just trash.
Yeah.
And so that's what I really wanted to change. I wanted a space where you'd come and feel confident. You'd come, if you're at work, you have a nice place, you have a cup of tea, you can bring your girlfriends, have a really good time, and relearn how to love your body again, especially growing up in a place where when you have boobs and when they come in and set on really early, then everybody thinks, oh, it's because, you're promiscuous or like, just it's funny things about
the
it.
myths are ridiculous.
The myths are around the big boobs.
Yeah.
And so it was just like,
Yeah.
no. Yeah, it was crazy. And people I was like, you know what? I'm going to do it. Let's see where it goes. If it fails, okay, nothing to lose. It wasn't our money as well.
Yeah.
But from the very get-go, everyone was so receptive. And social media was just coming up at the time.
Yeah.
So Instagram was popping and I was just like, we're young and we can capitalize on that space.
Yeah.
And then it was also the start of like content creators.
Yeah.
And so we really took off and we milked it for everything it was then.
Especially when you're starting up marketing.
When you're starting out marketing. And I had no idea. I'd never ran a business in my entire life. And we just said, let's try. We did it, and by year 2017 we remained two partners, and then since then now began the expansion process into the rest of East Africa, just to then see because we started getting clients from Rwanda, from Uganda, everywhere, and we thought, let's see what the rest of Africa looks like, and transitioning was not too
So that problem existed for women
everywhere.
I mean,
a fun fact about 8 out of 10 women wear the wrong bra size. Because nobody teaches you.
Yeah.
I think when you think about bras, the person who buys you your first bra is probably your mommy or an auntie. And they don't even teach you how to wear a bra the right way, because there's a right way of wearing a bra. Yeah. You just see what they do and then you just replicate and you move on. Yeah. And so when you also think about like our experiences shopping for bras, it's an embarrassing... It's something that needs to be hidden. We don't talk about it.
And it needs to be fast. I just want to pick it and go.
So you're not thinking about what does this fabric feel like?
Yes.
What does this bra make me feel like? You're just like, it's functional. It needs to hold things together. Throw in an outfit on top of it and move on. Yeah. So over the years now, I think now we've done a lot of educating women and like now trying to take you back to the basics of what a good bra should fit like, how it should feel. What do you like?
Yes.
Do you like something that has more cleavage? Then do you want more coverage? Then now people now have learned over the years. Yeah.
And that what you like matters.
It matters, yeah.
Yeah. I think that's also a thing of like, no, we want to hear from you. And then it's not just like, just support,
Yeah.
And it's so interesting. I keep on saying like society will shame a woman regardless of where you are on the spectrum, because like I've always been like small titty committee member.
God knew. I tell everybody, if God gave me small boobsies, and at the time I think I used to see Rihanna like with her titties, and then like she had the like her tattoo.
Yes,
I tell you, the entire world would not have rested.
Yeah,
I would have been. It would just be in your face.
Oh my goodness,
with nothing on. I think I'd just have like tassels and walk around. It would be crazy. Yeah, and he knew.
Whenever I see, because I don't wear bras. And I, so even my stylist knows, like, don't bring me things that require bras. Because I think I just got an awakening of like, hang on. Yeah. I'm okay. Like, I don't need that.
It is a privilege.
And my best friend is always like, lucky you. You knew. If you knew.
Lucky you.
But the funny thing is, I was on this other side of the spectrum and I still got shamed.
Wow. Yeah.
Right? So like my boobs didn't start growing at the same time as other people, and then they started later and finished early. Like it's just like we're grown, we're done, and it's still like the beautiful woman has And on this other side of the spectrum, if you're more fuller busted, it's like
Or
still shamed,
yeah,
you
shame,
know?
promiscuous, or you've had abortion, so that's why your boobs are big.
What?
And the crazy thing, you say this to kids.
Yeah.
Because, you know, once, of course, now you've grown in and
Yeah.
now you've understood actually boobs are a selling
Yeah.
point. Of course,
Yes.
if I walk into the room and the boobs walked fast, like,
Yeah.
I probably get a bit more like
Yeah.
attention, you know?
Yeah.
But when you say this to the young kids who are still trying to get to figure out their bodies,
Yeah. What are you doing?
what are you doing? Yeah.
And there's so many changes happening at the
At the
same
same
time. What are you
yeah,
doing?
yeah.
So tell me, let's now go in. We're in the store. We're in Double D's. And women are coming in. What are some of the therapy sessions that you're having with them?
I think it varies because we serve clients from teen girls, maybe about 12, all the way to shoshos. I've fitted a lady who was 65. She was wearing her first well-fitting bra at the age of 65. And I remember thinking, oh, wow.
Yeah.
And she was really blessed.
Yeah.
So, and I just thought, like, so you've been moving through life across the stages, like with pain, you know, because what you get to see is indentations on your shoulders and it causes damage. And then there's under the bust as well, like darkening, hyperpigmentation. So it's crazy.
Yeah.
So when you come in, I think the first thing is to just make you feel comfortable that even the ladies who work at Double D's are full bastard and from different body sizes. So we have petite girls, we have average mid-sized girls, and then we have plus-size girls. So at least you get to see yourself represented. And so we want to first tell you, it is okay, breathe. You're not in a rush. Because many people have asked us, why haven't you opened up in malls like over the years? And we just thought, no, we want to create a space where you do not feel the shame of driving, you know, because when you're working in a mall, then you walk into a store that just has underwear and we'd have to put big mannequins with, you know, very expressive, you know, and then you're hiding and then everybody just knows, that's what she's carrying. She's just carrying like 2 melons on her chest. Like, it's okay for you to know that I am wearing a bra, but it's not okay for you to know what size.
And especially if you've been having the shame all of these years. Yeah.
So we just wanted like a little secluded place you can come in, run for about an hour, sit, have a cup of tea, have some sparkling water. We actually give you options. What do you want? Yeah. Do you want a glass of oil? Just chill. Yeah. And then now we take you into the room, we start the fitting, and we begin first by educating you. And then now you get to figure out what styles you like. Because then when you try different styles, you realize there's some that will set you further apart, making you look bigger. There's some that bring you in, making you look smaller. And I've realized over the years, every busty girl's dream is just to be made to look smaller.
Okay.
Yeah, because you don't want as much, like, just take away the attention. Yeah. So that's what the process is like. And so even the conversations then come about like, okay, what has that been for your daughter? So we've seen mummies who bring their teen daughters. So the mummy is your size. And then the daughter at 12, 13 is my size with the bust.
Two different experiences, right?
And now I can tell that by the time the mummy came to us, we were the last hope for the daughter. And so what we do there, we actually just tell the mummy, sit in the like the lobby area, sit, and then like we'll have the youngest, one of the youngest, like Gen Z girl, do the fitting, because then she's more relatable to her. And then now we can have conversations around the body and like what to expect, the changes that are happening, to start accepting and appreciating themselves. And so we've also had mummies who are like, why is she like that? And now you start to realize that you're also now healing that mother-daughter relationship. Yeah, because it's such a nice bonding experience for them. And by them now seeing the struggle and like just the pain points and seeing that, oh, you mean you can actually grow up and it's really nothing. It's just boobs.
And representation, being in a store at that age when you see other happy grown women who look like you in terms of the size of their bust, you feel like, okay, very so happy. I'm not
that crazy.
You know.
Yeah. And I've had to call out a mom once or twice where I'm just like, I think, but you know, you do it separately. You'll just be like, oh, I think it would be wise, like if you now start to talk to her about like just a way that affirms her. Right. So we've seen that. And then we've also seen the women who like through the transitions, you came in as a single girl, then you got engaged, got married, then you became a mommy. I think that has been the highlight, like to be a part of your story through those milestones. It's always such like, you know, I even now know your names. I know your kids' names. Okay, you can name them after me one day. Not
Fingers crossed.
Fingers crossed. And I think just to be a part of that journey for a woman's life, it just gave me so much joy that I even forgot that, oh, you mean you could have a profession outside of bras.
And making an impact, which is where I want to stay in for a bit, because I think even when we were starting Double D's and you were saying people were like, can you really make a business out of bra? So you just go and buy the bra. But it's not just the bra. There's a lot more that it represents, right? Even in any woman's life. And so for you, if we go pre-Double D's, what did shame look like? How did it appear in your life because of the size of your bust?
So I stopped playing sports, which is a thing that many girls have to contend with, especially when the bust comes in. I'll give because I think that memory will be seared into my brain forever.
Yeah.
So when you go to high school, you go to school uniform outfitters and they have like a standard swimming costume. I don't know if you got it. The one with the crisscross.
Yes. And it was so painful over here.
No inbuilt support whatsoever.
Terrible blue color.
Ours was burgundy. It was just crazy. And so first PE lesson, we're going to learn how to swim. So of course now if you've grown up in like Nairobi or somewhere, you've already like experienced the pool. But we had this meticulous like PE instructor teacher. And so she had to make you like first do warm-ups before you enter the water. Yeah. Right? So now she starts telling you, jump, like start doing star jumps. No. And I just remember thinking,
how?
Sis. So you were just seeing from across the board, just like boobs all over the place.
Yeah.
Thank God it was a girls' school, right? Yeah. But I'm just imagining if that was happening in front of your male peers.
Yeah.
So it just makes you feel, So I gave up swimming. I was like, this ain't for me. I will not deal with that. I will do the whole sports bra thing and then picked up hockey as a sports, whatever. But never swam again in my life. Yeah, and I just used to sit out like all happy lessons and just say, period. That's what shame looked like. And I feel for many girls when their busts start to set in, because now the attention as well that it draws from little boys your age. They're also just noticing, you used to be flat-chested, now you have something that looks different. And so that's what it looked like for me. And so giving up sports and a very active lifestyle at that young age, where actually research does show that women who've continued to stay in sports go on to excel in other things and other areas of their lives, like running businesses, any profession that you do, because it builds discipline, enhances your motivation, when you're winning, it also, it's just good reinforcement for you.
Even just joy.
And just joy.
Because it makes me happy.
Because it makes me happy.
No, I can't. Yeah.
No, I can't. Then, of course, now you're going to say, it's because of my hair, because of my skin. No, it's because of the boobs and not getting the right support at that point.
So that's what I hear what you're saying, because then at that point, even let's take swimsuits for an example, the designs that were coming in, because it was very difficult to get swimsuits outside of the school uniform ones, but swimsuits that were beautiful or had a design that you liked or whatever, that took into respect the spectrum of the African woman's figure, right? I think even to date, it's still a bit of it's a big issue thing, right? And so imagine now you just have to take what you've gotten, even if it doesn't feel good, you don't feel like you look good in it, you don't like it, you just have to take it.
Yeah, you have to take it. And when you think about costumes, it was for the bikini body.
Yeah.
But when you think about an African woman, just generally, I think God just said, I have time.
Yeah.
So let me mold this clay.
Yeah. Some of us
small,
were
tiny waist.
No,
you are. Because even when I look at you, right?
Yeah.
If I look at your dimensions, you see you're busty, then waists tiny. Yeah. With your physique, I can still see the curves, right?
Yeah.
And so I feel like with the costumes, they're just it was little strings, like a triangle, and then put that on a bum.
Yeah.
So every time we're walking around and I see Caucasian women in African countries, and they're able to walk in little shorts and be okay, and nobody bats an eyelid.
Yeah.
But also when I want to say this, when you look at them, it doesn't feel indecent.
Yeah.
But even on you, Adelle, who's petite,
100%.
when I put shorts on you, they just looked like trashy. It's like, oh my God, why is she showing all that? Because of just how our bodies are designed, and the shame around the African body needs to be covered.
Yes.
So things like sports.
I was gonna say the shame.
Just cover it up.
Yeah.
It's too much, showing too much skin. Only skin you need probably show your hands, things that are functional, that are not sexual.
So you're trying to get too much attention. Yeah. That time, you're just wearing your favorite pair of shorts, man.
It's just shorts.
Not that deep, guys.
And it was a hot day,
Exactly.
30 degrees. Yeah. Why are you in leggings, jeans, and a cover-up?
Yeah.
Another thing that shame looked like for me was you'd never catch me in sleeveless outfits. Never. Ever. Ever. And if you notice, most busty girls,
Yeah.
they tend to have cover-ups. Like, it's like a small jacket, and it's 30 degrees outside, but she has like a small jacket on, but she's hiding and concealing things. I used to make a joke and say, if your child dropped like in front of me, I would not pick up your kiddo.
Yeah.
Not because I'm not a sympathetic, empathetic lady. It's just like, by the time I bend to pick up your kid, I have to then arrange boobs.
Yeah.
So I'm not doing that.
And I'm conscious. We'll both be down.
So however you organize them in the morning is exactly how you intend to come back into the house. So the cover-ups would just hide the shame on the sides. Yeah, but now when you get a good bra that fits you well, you rock whatever you want.
I hate this shame thing for us so much. Like, I wish I could have a magic wand and just like release us from the shame.
And other women shaming you, by the way. Yeah. Uni life, Strathmore. I don't know if you went to Strathmore for uni.
No, I went to visit someone when we were in uni and I was frozen at the gate.
Yes, you had to
for wearing skinny jeans.
I had a lecturer, and you would know whether you're, like, when she called out a list of names at the end of the let's say session, you would know what type of trouble you're in by the list on the names. If she called out Constance, like, or Connie at the beginning, then you know it's a dress code related issue. But dress code related because when you're sitting in class, working the numbers, trying to be an accountant and solve people's life's problems, she'd just say you had, like, she could see your cleavage. And so for the longest time when you found me, I always had like camisoles inside my outfits. Like, this was too much. So this zipper would have been tilkia, or I'd had a turtleneck inside.
To keep other people comfortable.
And especially her. I really would like to tell her, see me now.
Yes. That's another thing I say, because like, I'm just thankful. And I keep on saying, now I appreciate being in the small booby community, right? Even in terms of sometimes if I wear a top and I live in a very cold area, I normally don't have a bra at all. And if I take a picture, I know I took a picture once, posted it on social media, and see my nipples were hard, right? And this was back when my comments were open, they're not anymore. And this guy was just like, nipples. And I was like, did you think I don't have nipples? Like, you and I are both aware that for the most part, most people have nipples, right? So like, when you want me to cover them? Is it so that all of a sudden you believe that I don't have them? Or like, what is that?
It's like, that's the way when you go poo as a lady, it should smell like roses. We expect it to smell like roses. Yeah.
It's just crazy. What have you seen is the connection between a woman's well-being and where her mind is and her connection to her body with all of the women that, you know, you've interacted with in your stores?
So I want to give an example of how I've seen Ugandan women interact with themselves and how Kenyan women interact with themselves and how, because I feel the way women are raised in Uganda and how you bring up the girl child, like, you know, you teach her to get, like, to be at one with her body, from even how they massage the baby girls. You know, the women take effort to, like, you know, like, do this to the waistline so that now the body comes in, you know, like with the calves really drawn out, you know, and like the hip areas. And like they're taught, like, even in girls' school, there are no like individual cubicles, like the girls will shower together. So even when we opened Double Dee's Uganda, and I had created, like, you know, top to ceiling curtain changing rooms with inbuilt fans so that you could have your privacy. And day one, random strangers, doors open, like curtains open, women in the middle of the changing rooms, there are cameras everywhere. So we're like, can you stay away? Can you stay away? Like, this area has cameras. They're like, no. And talking to strangers and telling strangers, oh my God, that's so beautiful on you. I love your figure. Oh, wow, this looks really good on you. Where did you get that? Now, let's bring it back to Kenya.
Okay.
Those changing room curtains are never opened. When somebody walks in, it's until everything is done. And sometimes even somebody will tell you as a fitter, as a bra fit specialist, go sit out, like wait outside. I will try the bras on and then I will get out and tell you what has worked for me. Because they're not in touch with, you know, their bodies. And there's just the stigma around it. And I thought, wow.
What a difference.
What a difference. And I didn't even think I was biased about seeing naked bodies. But, and I would, even when I would do the fitting, I would tell you, you move, your bust towards the side.
Yeah.
When I got to Uganda, they're like, Connie, put the hand inside, put it inside, and you move it. And so it was so awkward, like, and then sometimes they also touch you.
Yeah.
And it's like, so what have you worn? And then they touch you. And I was just like, I would cringe, I'm like, why are you touching me like that?
Yeah.
It's not sexual. It's just like, but sis, personal space. And so you get to see, like, they're so at ease with how they're happy. Yeah. They're okay being women. Yeah. They don't mind that their bums are all over the place and, like, that their bodies are showing because they're women. Yeah. And these parts exist. Kenya, we have a long, long way to go.
I think it's also culture, as you've said, and, like, the traditions. A book I'm reading currently by Nana from Ghana. She wrote The Sex Lives of African Women, and her most recent book is called Seeking Sexual Freedom. And so she's gone to various African countries and done research across years on some of the traditions and rituals and rites on your journey to womanhood, right? That also then contribute to pleasure and you finding comfort in your body. In Uganda, it's just such a wonderful chapter. They have the tradition of pulling on the labia.
I figured you were going to talk about that.
Yeah. And I just remember reading this and thinking, this is so beautiful. And they're in their young teenagers. Yeah. The older girls are called into the class. The class is full of the younger teens. The older teen who's been pulling for a while puts her legs on. The teacher is there saying, this is how you pull. Other girls try, like this, okay. I've gotten the demonstration that there's even one who said, her teacher said, don't, that's enough because otherwise she's going to get excited. Yeah. So, that's enough demonstrations. And I just thought, no wonder then there's no shame around my body. Yeah. And I also wouldn't shame another woman's body. I'm so used to the different shapes and sizes or whatever. Yeah. Like, I'm not going to be, another woman's body is not going to make me insecure about mine until I poke at her.
At hers, yeah.
But we didn't have that.
No, we didn't. And the first time I heard about the concept of pulling, and it was at a restaurant, and I was eating eggs. And I just remember it was in Uganda, just put them aside, and I was like, you do what? Yeah. It's like, yeah. And then the goal is to get the labia as long as, so the one who gets it the longest, but the goal is to get it as long as here. Yeah. For what purpose would we be doing that? I was so perturbed by the idea. You found it interesting. I was just so shocked. And so first thing, much to the girls at the office, so explain this thing to me, and they explain how they do it in school and whatever. Yeah. And it was also centered around pleasure. Yes. Because even for them, it was more pleasurable. Yeah. Right. And I thought, wow. But I remember as a Kenyan, I was like, sis, no. Yeah. No. And so they added about like this thing about drinking okra water like 2 liters before because, everything has to be wet and slimy, at that point. And I'm just like, girls, you're doing the most. I remember that's what I thought. You're doing the most. Yeah. Come back to Kenya with us and we'll tell you I think we show up like a gangster. Yeah. This is a military exercise. Take off things, cha-cha-cha. Don't even probably worry about the underwear you wore on that day because everything will just probably, maybe also our men are like that. You just remove everything at once. Yeah. So you didn't even get the time to experience it. And meanwhile, like now in Rwanda with the French influence, you notice the girls want to make sure their bra and panties are like it's a matching set. Yeah, because there's a time you take the time off to remove the stuff, and the man will look at what you're wearing. Yeah. We'll know that this is expensive lace, this is cheap. Yeah. Very, very, very. Kenya. It's a lot. We're doing badly.
Yeah. I want to know, before we hear how women feel afterwards, for you, Connie, when you got a solution for yourself in terms of your bra and your underwear, all of this, how did that translate to your relationship with your body?
With my body? Yeah. Confidence. So, when you have to do now in the entrepreneurial side, when you're talking about talk about your business. And I was asked to define what we do. And I said, I sell comfort and confidence. That's what I sell. Because even for me, I'm my first client. Yes. My mother wears our products. She's 57 now. That's what she wears. My grandma wears our products. She's in her 60s. And I just felt a level of confidence I cannot explain because now my clothes fit better. Yeah. I don't have to feel shame like walking around with a bum that's jiggly. Because then now, I think God really had time for me, and he gave boobs, he gave butt.
Yeah.
Then everything is just there. So
Yeah.
you're like, so you're worrying about this and worrying about this the entire time. It's a lot.
Yeah.
So when you get good underwear, everything is contained, everything sits where it needs to sit. So you start to feel confident. On a day when you're having a bad day, that's not the day to wear a torn bra and a panty. No, go pick the set that makes you feel the most powerful. It works as much as wearing red lipstick or a pair of heels. It just elevates your confidence. And so for me, that's what the good underwear has done in my life. It's changed my persona. I think whenever people meet me, they're like, you're so confident. And I'm like, yeah. Okay, yeah, my mother did a lot as well. But
Yeah.
I feel I'm comfortable.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't feel like I have to constantly keep adjusting, twisting. And I've been on the other side. And I have known that the reason why I'd sit down and and I'd also be sitting like this. When I walk in, I'd have also like stooped my back so that at least I can minimize what you get to see. Yeah, but that's changed.
The maths.
Yeah.
And the logistics.
There's logistics involved.
Right?
Yeah, a lot.
In the previous season, we had Sarah, a guest called Sarah, and she's plus size and she sells lingerie. And she said, when you have a serious pitch, wear lingerie inside.
Yes.
And she's like, there's something. It was just like, and then
I don't know
Give me
if we're
one
allowed to
answer.
cast that. You become that bitch.
Yes.
You
And
do.
I thought, I've never gotten such good advice. Tell me more.
It does.
You know?
It works wonders.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what do you think women can start doing to start coming back home to their bodies? Are there certain daily practices or exercises that we can start doing, regardless of our size, etc., that can just bring us back home, help us shed the shame? Yeah.
First things first, if you are a woman I don't know what your underwear drawer looks like, but most women have about 3-4 drawers with underwear, but they wear 1 or 2 things from that whatever collection. So first, declutter. If it's torn, if it has milk stains or sweat stains, declutter, remove it. If the panty has because like with the discharge and every single month, sometimes it's your pH is a bit acidic, so it then bleaches. It works like bleaches the middle of your panties. You're still holding on to those panties. Get rid of them.
Yeah.
It's time to let it rest.
Yeah.
That's the first step. Secondly, just small little things. And I say why I talk about underwear being the first step is because everything else that we wear, like our hair, our makeup, is for others. The only thing that is for ourselves, the bra and the underwear, because chances are you're the only one who'll see it. And if you have a significant other, then they get to see it. And half the time, that gender, it is what it is.
And actually, that's the only time, which is a sad point, that's the only time we think about what underwear we're going to wear. When
he's going to see it because it's for him.
But what about you?
Yeah, what about you? Yeah. That's why you'll find, actually, it's so funny. We get women who come in, like Fridays are a peak day, and you know why? Because Saturday is coming up, and you're like, sis, we'll make the money. I get it. And you can tell what is being sold on Fridays feels a little bit more raunchy. And I'm like, it's okay, girl. I get it. I get it. But wear it for yourself.
Yes.
Yeah, because then again, by the time you're also spending an item on a Double Dee, the amount of money you're spending on a Double Dee's bra, that is to get the cost for your, the cost per wear for whatever you've spent.
Yeah.
Wear it every single day.
Yes.
So I'd say begin with that. 2, learn to look at yourself in the mirror. You cannot believe there are women out here who do not know what their vaginas look like. Then, and I know vagina, I'm using it like collectively, but they have no idea.
Yeah.
They've never taken a mirror. And whenever I say this, everyone's just like gobsmacked, mouths down.
So important. Yeah. And it's such a beautiful part of your body.
Check and see. Get to know where the curves are. Look, get a full-blown mirror in your house, in your bedroom, or if it's in the living room, if you're living alone, and look at yourself.
Yeah.
And start to tell yourself really nice things about your body.
Yes.
Even when there's a bulge where there shouldn't be, when you're trying to lose weight, especially because women's bodies' weight always fluctuating up and down. Tell yourself, because funny enough, research shows the brain never does any research. Yeah. So if I tell myself I'm beautiful, the brain doesn't go and say, ChatGPT, am I
beautiful?
Beautiful. What makes a beauty standards? No, it doesn't have time. It starts to believe it.
Yeah.
So look at yourself. It's such a silly, small thing, but it
so
changes
powerful.
your life. Yeah. Appreciate your smile. You have a home, the tooth that grows out.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yes.
Yeah, because again, this is that one body. Now, there's plastic surgery, you could change a lot.
Yeah.
But even when you look at the psychology of women and men who actually undergo plastic surgery, it becomes addictive because if you thought it was solving your nose, like, you didn't like the way your nose looked like, you go change it. The next day, you wouldn't like what your eyes look like. You go change that.
Yeah.
Then it's your shoulders, it becomes very insidious because when I think also everything was put in place, I believe in the perfect design. He had a plan with the way everything was to come out. Yeah. So the more you keep changing, it just makes you dissatisfied about the other things. Yes. So you just find yourself in a loop that will be never ending.
And to satisfy others, standards set by others. And they will never be satisfied.
Never.
Yeah.
Never ever.
I love the mirror thing because it completely rewired. I now don't even have to think about it. Yeah. When I started, I would have to be like, I like my smile. I like my eyes. It's always awkward. I find myself saying, "Oh my God, you look so beautiful today." Just like
random, unprovoked.
Unprovoked.
Because it is awkward. Don't lie. It's awkward because again, also I feel like there are parts of your body where, and funny enough, if you see when you're watching movies and you find the scenes where men are in the showers, maybe in a locker room, it's a sports game thingy. Yeah. Do you see how those guys are always just so with it? They're just so confident about, I think that's why they built urinals the way they built them. They're just separated by something kidogo, but everyone is just like, my guy, compared to us girls where it's everything has to be hidden, locked.
Too much shame.
Yeah, because you're always constantly hiding.
Okay.
So you cannot hide from yourself if you're looking for true happiness. And it's in the small things. And everything's connected. Your mind, your body, how you socialize with people, everything is connected.
Yeah.
So you cannot say, I'm going to pack this and then expect to show up confident. Yeah. No. If you hate your body and have such negative self-talk about your body, then it'll also show in how you approach the world. Because when you meet a babe who's confident and feels she's she's the shit, you will always definitely find yourself hating on her and feeling like she, there's something about her that you just can't, you're projecting. Yeah. But meanwhile, she just found a way to be happy with who she is and what she feels about herself.
This mirror and brain thing is so interesting to me because I have eczema. Mm-hmm. So sometimes I'll have remnants, hyperpigmentation from a bad flare-up or whatever. Mm-hmm. It takes time to clear out. And I don't know why my brain had told me the hyperpigmentation behind my knees was terrible. Mm-hmm. If I took a picture of what my brain was telling me that the back of my legs looked like versus what they actually looked like, you'll be very shocked. And how I found out was just by chance. I was wearing shorts in the house, trotting, and I walked past the mirror and I said, hang on. And it didn't look like what I was, my brain had exaggerated it.
Oh my God, yeah.
And I really was, it was one of those moments I was like, how did that happen? Where's that disconnect? And it was so bad in my brain that I started feeling like, I can't wear this, I can't wear that, blah, blah. And here I am in shorts and I'm like, it doesn't look like what you told me they look like. It's taken me a couple of days to look at them, but so you are right. You do have to look at your body. Yeah.
A small other practice, take pictures of yourself. So I don't know if you've struggled with weight, but
to put on. People really discount
that and they're like,
struggle. And I'm like, guys, let me tell you, it's a real one. It is a real one.
Because now everyone is like, we're all trying. 80% of the world is trying to lose weight. Yeah. How are you complaining? But I get it.
If I miss 2 lunches,
it's over.
All my work from last week is gone.
That's so funny. Oh my word. Oh Lord. Yeah. So if you struggled with weight, now on this other side of the spectrum is now you're always just thinking, I need to lose weight. I need to lose weight. And I think I'm coming also into my own, right? Now, I don't have pictures. I think I have pictures from 2016 and my best friends forced us to do a joint photo shoot. And I was just like, ew, guys, but whatever. We did this. Now, we've been trying to get another photo shoot done and it's been now 10 years and still hasn't happened. Yeah. But then now I tell women, take pictures of yourself because you will never be as young as you are this day. Mm-hmm. Exactly. So, and you'll also never look the way you look now. And sometimes our bodies, I guess because maybe we see ourselves from the lens of others and that's just the default setting for most, You tend to think that you are a certain size.
Yeah.
And so I was looking at my pictures the other day and I thought, when I saw those pictures, to be honest, I was anorexic. But in my head, oh my God, why was I so fat? I remember at that point just thinking like, what the hell?
Oh,
now at this size where I'm at, and literally the scale is telling you, sis, you know, when you go to a doctor's appointment and you do the triage area and you're like, you can check the blood pressure. But every single time you have to get on the scale, and you know the scale at home will always show a lower number than the scale at the hospital.
Exactly.
I don't know. Doctors, tell us why.
It's like, look at my pulse,
Like,
same as last time.
Same. And you're just like, why do I have to get on that?
Yeah.
And so I was looking at those pictures and I was just thinking like, your mind can play tricks on you.
Yeah.
So take beautiful pictures of yourself. 10 years later, and when you're looking back, you'll just find yourself so comical. Like, how did I think with that anorexic look, I was fat?
Yeah.
And then now here you are, heavier, but then also, I think also it helps the way my weight settles. It distributes a little bit evenly, but still, you're like, why? Who made you think that, because the goal is to be healthy.
The goal, that's what I was going to say.
The goal is to be healthy.
And you will find yourself choosing healthy options when you work on accepting yourself and you see your body as this vessel that you're loving.
Yeah.
So then it doesn't, even if maybe for you it's going to the gym, it's not a chore. It's this act of love that you're doing
for yourself.
Beautiful body you've been given, right?
Yeah.
And what is the one thing you had to unlearn on a personal level around shame with your body?
There's no other body that I'm going to be given. And that didn't come like a long time ago.
Yeah.
It's just in the last, maybe let's say 2-3 years ago that now, and it has helped. So I wish Charity was here, my business partner. She's our age, like my friend's age at 36, but the way she looks at life, I find her a small little mentor. But as a 36-year-old, I'm like, wait, did you live this life before and you had all these whatevers? So she got into exercise within the last 5 years.
Yeah.
But in according to us, our minds just look at her as she was bigger, now she's smaller. Now she has your arms, defined toned arms. But she was, let's say, maybe a dress size 16. But now she's a dress size 10, but healthy 10, like where, you see chiseled, whatever. Because she's been focusing on building muscle.
Yes.
So she's now, through her, she's taught us, the thing that saves you in the end is muscle.
Yeah.
So go to the gym, strength train, build that resistance, because that's what, with longevity, that's what will, whatever. And so I thought, no, as long as I'm maintaining a waist like this and then everything else is exaggerated, that doesn't matter.
Yeah.
It's fine. I could be dying on the inside. I tell people, if you cut me open, you would be very worried because of what's inside. Yeah. So if my meals consisted of just chips in the morning, see, I'm maintaining my calories. Yeah. But I would eat chips in the morning, chips in the afternoon, and chips at dinner. Nothing is healthy there. Yeah. But with that, I've eaten what I wanted. Yeah. Within my caloric intake level, and I'm not gaining weight and I can still maintain the shape that I have, then I'm easy. Had to unlearn that, scrapped it off completely. And I'm like, I want to be healthy. Yeah. I want to age well. Yes. I don't want to find myself at 50 and maybe then probably didn't have a family and then I am dying and then there's nobody also to take care of you. No, I just want to be healthy. And so that's the thing that I've had to learn, like forget and then stop doing it for others. Yeah. Yeah, because then I think it was also centered around like, when people look at you, everyone's also offering a compliment. No, I just want to know that I'm happy with who I am. The rest of you. But I think that also happens with age. Yeah. The older you get as a babe, you now start to realize, that was just you being a child. Now you're the grown-ass woman. You're learning things. You're learning to love yourself and put yourself first as well.
I love this so much because I started strength training because of a guest we had, Stephanie. She's a fitness.
Yeah, I think follow her on socials.
Yeah, we had her, I think, in season 3, if I'm not mistaken. And she's the one who made me buy my weights. She sent me
exactly what to buy.
Exactly what the guy to buy it from. Ask him for this one. Yeah. And then here are some programs that you can start now. She's like, what's your email address? I've sent you. Start on these ones. When you're in your little phase, do these other ones. And then I started. Yeah. And it's just that. It's health, but also like when I'm older, I want to do the things I love to do. I want to go on my walks. I want to get up from the seat myself. Yeah. I want to go to the loo myself, sit and stand. You know what I mean? Yeah. And so it's and then there's vanity, like in Ikoni. Because like when I see my arms, I'm just like, ooh.
Let me tell you, I get it because when she came home in December, we did a dinner as a friends group, right?
Yeah.
And we saw her arms, and let me tell you, every single one of us signed up for gym, picked up weights, now walks as a regular. She changed the entire friend group. So to surround yourself with other ladies who are also pushing you to want better for yourself.
Exactly.
And not with the same mentality and mindset. She's changed the entire friend group.
I love
Everybody
it.
now goes for walks and runs and does things like that. So like, we want arms like that. And we've seen where her arms came from. So we know it's possible. But you know, when people also have this transformation, sometimes you think it happened overnight.
No, my
But
goodness.
she has statistics. She pulled up her phone and she showed me 5 years ago, and she's been tracking for the last 5 years.
Oh, wow.
These changes have happened within 5 years. So with the quick fixes we can afford and have access to now, it's a recipe for disaster a few years down the line, if especially you don't learn what you need to learn. Yeah. And I was like, oh, it takes time. Yeah.
This is such a wonderful reminder about just like loving on your body and that what you like and what feels good matters, right? So to the woman who's watching, what is your mannerless message that you want to leave them with? And like, you can speak directly to them. Yeah.
You have to be a selfless, selfish woman. Now that sounds very mouthful, confusing. But I feel as women, because the way we're raised, we're always doing for others. Like, that's the role that we take on. You're always constantly giving and pouring into others. In the different facets of our life, you find that you forget yourself. And it's okay for you to give, but also to remember to put yourself first. The things you love. A really small little example when you look at women with the shopping habits. Women who become mums will probably have the same underwear, the same clothes, but their kids will always have new toys, new clothes, because they'll always prioritize the kiddos over them. And I used to find that so crazy, because I'm just like, I get that, as a mom, you have to sacrifice the child needs to, but then you tend to forget yourself. And then you fast forward when these women get into their 40s, and now they're remembering, oh, I existed, but you've lost so much. So when I thought about it, I just realized I don't want to get to that point and be that babe.
Yeah.
So, and I figured you have to put yourself first before you can also give back to others.
Yeah.
So be a selfless, selfish woman.
And let me tell you, it's so addictive.
Yeah. It's very addictive.
And when people say, oh, she's mean, that's why you're on the right track.
No, she's mean, that's why. I like it.
You're on the right track. You're on the right track.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Connie, for
You're
coming.
welcome. I'm happy to be here, and thank you for having me.
Yes, and for the work that you're doing. I love that you said you sell confidence and comfort.
Yeah.
Because that's what it is. It's not a brother, it's so much more.
Yeah.
And I hope that you who's listening, or rather who's watching, have heard what Connie was talking about on her journey and connected with that, but also the little practices, the mirror work that you can do, taking pictures of yourself. You can start that today. If you enjoyed this episode, make sure you do share it with all the mannerless or almost mannerless women in your life. Remember to watch the very end, because we're having our first ever For Mannerless Women live on the 26th of September. And we want you to be there. We really want you to be there. So for more details, there's a QR code at the very end of this episode. You can scan it to get more info, or click the link in the description. Subscribe so that you do not miss out on the next episode.